There's a doctor who's onto something big. He's cooked up a secret potion to make people live forever. But hold on, he's got to do some crazy stuff to make it work. And hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so we start in a lab, where a bunch of folks are dropping like flies because of some weird infection. People are getting wiped out, but guess what? Some of them are coming back to life. Now, in the middle of this chaos, there's a doctor trying to jab his unconscious daughter with some fancy injection. Just as he's about to do it, a lady shows up with a crew and tells him to stop. She says his experiment is killing people left and right, and he should let his daughter go peacefully. But, oh no, the doctor ain't backing down. He insists he's cracked the code this time. Before he can jab his daughter, though, the lady's crew shoots at him. Ouch! The whole building starts shaking, and when they peek outside, it's like the end of the world. Buildings are crumbling, and there's a massive earthquake. Boom. Scene ends. Now, fast forward 3 years. Seoul City is a hot mess after that earthquake. No rain for 3 years. People struggling to survive, calling it the Badlands. Enter Jeevan, a guy trying to hunt for some food. Suddenly, a giant crocodile shows up. Jeevan pulls out his arrow, sets it on fire, and takes a shot at the crocodile. Perfect aim, right? But nope, the crocodile's not impressed. It attacks, and Jeevan barely escapes, hiding in a car just before becoming crocodile lunch. Enter Namsun, a man with the strength to wrestle a crocodile. He slices the beast into 2 pieces. Namsun and Jeevan, partners in survival since the earthquake, are Badland hunters. They brave the harsh conditions, hunting for food to share with others. In a nearby colony, folks struggle without clean water. Meet Lee, an 18-year-old who, after a crocodile hunt, trades its meat and other goods in a barter system. Lee, living with her grandmother, regards Namsun as a father figure. He saved her during the earthquake, a time when he tragically lost his wife and daughter. Jeevan, fond of Lee, supports their bond. Lee presents Namsun with a painting, and he reciprocates with a generous share of crocodile meat. Suddenly, trouble brews. Goons arrive, looking to take people away. One of them notices Lee and forcefully abducts her. Namsun intervenes, confronting the goons and defeating them. The goon boss, Tiger, retreats upon hearing Namsun's name. Lee returns home with her grandmother, and Namsun and Jeevan, packing their belongings, notice a gathering at Lee's house. Concerned, they approach Lee to inquire. A woman claiming to be a teacher offers an opportunity. The government has arranged apartments with food, water, and safety. Families are invited, and Lee asks if Namsun and Jeevan can join. The teacher declines, insisting only families are welcome. Namsun assures Lee that he'll keep visiting. Before departing, Lee hands Jeevan a sketch. Happy again, Jeevan watches as Lee walks away with the teacher and her grandmother. The trio embarks on a long journey on foot, headed toward an uncertain future. The story takes a dark turn as these people, like Lee and her parents, select others to join them. As they walk through the night, Lee befriends a girl named Kim. Meanwhile, Jeevan is deeply saddened by Lee's departure. He suggests to Namsun that he should marry someone and adopt him so they can live in the promised land. Namsun dismisses the idea, calling it madness. Instead, he takes Jeevan hunting to distract him. As they travel, Lee's grandmother gets tired, prompting the teacher to suggest medical care at their camp. However, Lee disagrees, opting to continue the journey with the group. A sudden twist unfolds when Lee's grandmother and another elderly man are taken to a different location and brutally killed. Jeevan, out hunting, stumbles upon the scene and tries to intervene, but he's met with gunfire. In a dramatic moment, Namsun arrives to save the day, killing the assailants. However, the seemingly dead enemies resurrect, sparking a fight. Enter Shin, a girl with special forces training. She reveals that these foes can only be killed by slitting their throats. Shocked, Jeevan asks if they're some kind of zombies. Shin narrates a chilling backstory. After the earthquake, she and her colleagues found refuge in an apartment where a doctor named Kang claimed to have a formula for survival. Trusting him was their biggest mistake. The doctor, Kang, conducted mysterious experiments, causing children to vanish one by one. Michael, a senior supporting Kang, assured Shin that it was for their betterment. When Shin confronted Kang about the disappearances, Michael revealed Kang's plan. Kang's experiment required young people aged 10 to 20 to make them immortal. The shocking revelation adds a layer of mystery to the unfolding drama. Shin stands against these people, refusing to support their sinister plans. Michael tries to harm her, forcing Shin to flee. Shin reveals they're gathering people for Kang's formula, and Namsun decides he must save Lee. Before heading to the dangerous place, Namsun buries Lee's grandmother. Meanwhile, we shift to Tiger, an old acquaintance of Namsun. A past boxing rivalry soured their relationship. Tiger, seeking revenge, orders his gang to kill Namsun. However, Namsun, Jeevan, and Shin unite, brutally defeating Tiger's gang. On the other side, Lee and Kim reach the promised apartment. Kane welcomes them, promising clean water, food, and education. Lee, suspicious, doesn't drink the provided drink. Parents are separated from their children based on academic performance incentives. The teacher takes Kim and Lee to a classroom, where Lee notices peculiar cuts on the children's necks. Teacher Kang reveals Kim and Lee as candidates for experimentation. Kang injects Michael with a virus that gives life, but turns humans into savage creatures. Meanwhile, Tiger spills the beans to Namsun, disclosing the source of clean water and food. Namsun demands entry into the mysterious apartment, using his fist to emphasize the point. In Lee's classroom, Dr. Kang addresses the children, declaring them the future of the country and instructing them to consume the provided food and water. Dr. Kang addresses everyone, explaining the importance of food and water for survival. He claims to be working on a formula that can sustain a person for years without the need for food and water. In the meantime, he urges them to drink the clean water provided. Curious, Lee questions why only they receive these resources when many are dying outside. Dr. Kang reveals that he selected them, having lost his daughter in the earthquake. He's committed to preparing a future for the chosen children. Later, Kang questions Kim about her grandmother's whereabouts. Kim mentions her grandmother falling ill on the way, and Kang reassures her that they're taking care of her. Kang then makes a surprising statement, asking Kim if she's his mother. When she agrees to participate in the research, Kang instructs her to return after 3 hours. Skeptical, Lee refrains from drinking the water. At night, as everyone sleeps, Lee begins to investigate the place. Downstairs, Kim's parents demand to see their daughter. Kang initially tries to convince them, but when they persist, he takes them to a room where Kim lies unconscious. Kang conducts experiments on her, revealing a liquid extracted from children's throats, claiming it contains a virus that grants immortality. In a shocking turn, Kang displays his daughter, only the upper part of her body remaining. Despite the gruesome sight, her heart continues to beat. Kim's parents, desperate to wake her up, touch her, leading to a tragic end as she vomits and loses her life. In a shocking turn, the doctor loses his sanity and kills Kim's parents right then and there. Spotting Lee, he becomes ecstatic, seeing her as Kang's last hope. Forcefully seizing her, he explains that the water they've been given is only half the process. He extracts a necessary liquid near their throats, then cruelly cuts Lee's throat. The focus shifts to Namsun, Shin, and Jeevan, headed to the apartment with Tiger. A soldier halts them, but Tiger claims to be selling people. The soldier, sensing something amiss, orders everyone to head straight to the car. Tiger dispatches the soldiers, driving the car into the apartment. Inside, they face a gruesome scene of zombie-like soldiers, results of Kang's experiments. Namsun instructs Jeevan and Shin to rescue Lee while he deals with the zombies. Amid the chaos, Shin encounters the altered Michael. His strange eyes hint at the experiment's effects. In the ensuing struggle, Michael defeats Shin and throws her out of the apartment, rendering her unconscious. Jeevan, accompanied by the teacher, witnesses Namsun's triumph over the zombie soldiers. As they proceed, Kang discloses to Lee that they deemed old people unnecessary, implying her grandmother might have met a grim fate. This revelation adds to Lee's sorrow, already burdened by Kang's previous actions. Kang, after extracting the throat liquid and injecting it into himself, witnesses a deterioration in his health, marked by strange blisters emerging from his mouth. Lee reveals that she drank the water provided by Kang, taunting him that he will also die now. Kang feels embarrassed, but Jeevan arrives with the teacher. Meanwhile, Michael, unaffected by attacks, is finally defeated when Namsun delivers a fatal blow to his head. As Kang tries to escape with his daughter and injections, he throws a bomb, but Jeevan manages to save himself and Lee. Parents below reunite with their children after the explosion. Despite being told to leave, Jeevan and Lee witness the doctor fleeing. In a vengeful act, people below start attacking him. Shin regains consciousness, and Kang, in a crazed state, blindly shoots at everyone, inadvertently killing his own daughter with a stray bullet. Devastated, Kang mourns his daughter's death, blaming Lee for not saving her. Enraged, he tries to attack Lee but is shot by Namsun. With Kang defeated, Shin decides to stay in the apartment. Namsun and Lee return, stopping at Lee's grandmother's grave, where Lee sheds tears. After a few days, we see Lee, smiling and content with life. The movie concludes with this emotional moment.